walk-ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, here is your host, Tim Newton.
The Boilermakers rolled up 604 yards of offense, including 353 on the ground last Saturday and a 49-30 rout of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Purdue will close out the road portion of its schedule this week, taking on the Northwestern Wildcats at Ryan Field. That game will kick off at noon Eastern time, with our pregame coverage starting at 11 a.m. Good evening, everybody, from Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union. It is the Ryan Walters Show. We'll talk with the Boilermaker head coach about that week's game, last week's game against Minnesota, about this week's game, and about the rest of this Purdue football season. We also have a couple of special guests tonight from the offensive side. Part of that 604-yard attack, we have center Gus Hartwig joining us a little bit later, along with tight end Garrett Miller. You can follow along tonight on Facebook. We're on the Purdue Athletics site, so if you have a question or a comment for the coach and just want to let us know where you're watching from, please do so. We're also on X at Purdue Football. And we will have the head coach with us next. It is the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
At running back. Card, pump fake to the left, now looking straight down the middle of the defense and throws a touchdown. 1st and 10. Card has time. Card looking toward the end zone, and this is caught for the touchdown. What a grab it was. T.J. Sheffield with a terrific route.
Hanging in the pocket, and Sheffield running through the contact. He got grabbed, he got held. They're banged up. These guys are responding.
Couple of running backs in the game, and this is Tracy who burst into the secondary out across the 40. He will take it. So
block back. I'm going to kick out. You go north and south. Real nice job by the Boilermakers.
Picked up of 17. Now right after it, Cole down the field, and that is caught now inside the 10. Why not give him the football? Tracy in for the touchdown.
Wow. Taking some time to play with their feet throughout this game.
Maccabee gets the ball. Maccabee with the lane. Now Maccabee bursting down the sideline. It's a sprint to the end zone. Can Maccabee get there? And he is dragged down. Card keeping himself. Touchdown Purdue. Handoff. Maccabee. They call him Crazy Legs, but Crazy Legs can run. Maccabee out across midfield. Texas, and here he is. Now Card, nice move. Card looking downfield. Card, a touchdown. That's why you go get him. Deion Burks was behind the defense. And a touchdown rushing. Card, scanning. Card, somehow gets away. Now Card is still on his feet, has a completion, has a first down. Incredible play. It's Garrett Miller who was banged up.
Now they're bringing him again.
Heat in his face. Caliac man is trying to retreat, and down he...
Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. The Rohrman Automotive Group is supporting your Boilermakers as the presenting sponsor of the Ryan Walters Show and proud partner of Purdue Athletics. Rohrman Automotive Group, boiler up and hammer down. Ryan, the Boilermakers hammered down last Saturday, probably the best overall performance in that 49-30 route, and the offense, which had struggled in recent weeks, really got it into gear from their opening drive.
They did. You know, they had a great week of practice all week. I think just the culmination of, one, Hudson feeling better from a physical standpoint, and two, like having the same guys working with each other for consecutive weeks in a row across the board. Just kind of help with communication and familiarity with everybody. And obviously we weren't playing Michigan and Ohio State as well. But those guys, the plan that was executed was awesome. And they made plays. When they had opportunities to make plays, it was fun to watch.
We've talked all season long about the fact that you've had a lot of injuries on that offensive line. I thought it was a real testament to them and to Coach Johnson that they were prepared to play on Saturday and probably played one of their better games. You get 353 yards on the ground against any Big Ten team. That's a feat.
No, that's a big deal. And you kind of saw it in practice, like just guys were fitting up exactly the way they should. They were communicating just the different fronts they were seeing. And obviously, Tyrone and Devin are talented backs. So I thought Graham did a great job of getting those guys in positions to be successful. And then I thought that they did a great job of executing the assignment and making plays when their opportunity to make plays arose. And like you said, anytime you get 353 on the ground against a Big Ten opponent, that's a big deal.
And we had seen Minnesota had been susceptible to giving up big plays through the air, but also you gashed them on the ground. Devin had a big 65-yard run. I think Tyrone had one over 30 yards. So you were able to get big plays on both facets of the game.
Yeah, schematically Minnesota was sound, and so there was a hat there to be in position to make the play, whether it be 5 to 8 yards down the field, but when you have talented backs that can make one guy miss, and then I thought on the perimeter, this is the best that we've blocked from a receiver, tight end standpoint, and so that allowed us to get to the second level, make a guy miss, and all of a sudden you're racing down the field for big gains.
You mentioned Garrett Miller. He's going to be on the show a little bit later on. Garrett coming off that knee injury last year. I thought he looked outstanding on Saturday. He seems to be getting better and better as the season goes along.
Yeah, every week he just continues to be more comfortable, more confident, and he's featured more. The healthier he feels, the more confident he feels, the more he's featured in the game plan. And from my perspective, I'm on the sideline, right, and so I'm watching and seeing the guys go play. And I just know from a physicality standpoint, when it comes to the fourth quarter, you don't want to tackle Garrett. Like he's a tough, hard runner. He ain't afraid of the contact, and it gets loud out there when people try to tackle him.
You mentioned Hudson Card, and I thought he's getting healthy. I thought it was the most comfortable he's looked all season and the most decisive he's been so far this season.
Yeah, for sure. He looked like he looked. If you look at sort of Hudson's progression and his maturation this season, Fresno State, he had a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Tech, he had a good game. Syracuse, even though we lost, I thought that was his best of the 3 games. And then obviously Illinois was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Illinois game, he got hurt the second series of the contest, and so he's been battling that injury for a while, coupled with the musical chairs up front because of injuries, coupled with the type of opponents we were playing during that stretch. When you look at just everything that was surrounding what was going on offense, I was proud of the way he kind of stuck to it. He's a tough kid. He was battling from a physical standpoint and was sticking to the plan, even though there was different pieces and moving parts in front of him. And so I just think this is like his natural progression as a quarterback. And so I thought, because of who we had available and how he was feeling, everybody got to see what we've seen since springtime.
Right.
And so I'm excited for HUD. I'm excited for this offense. I've always believed in Graham's game plan and what we were doing offensively. It was just could we execute it on game day, given everything that was going on. And so kudos to the locker room really for sticking to it. And I was joking with the staff on Thursday, just that we're 2-7. And you wouldn't know it if you looked in the locker room. Like, you wouldn't know it being around the guys week to week, because they're still confident, they're still hungry, and they're still operating with the standard with which we expect. And so I was really happy for them to have success on Saturday.
All right, we need to take a quick break. This is the Ryan Walter Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Like Octagon wrestles it away from him. Screen from Edey, gets a drive from Smith, and he scores. And the rebound one-handed for Kaufman-Renn. Purdue will run here. On the pitch to the wing, it's a 3 for Lance Jones. Usman driving on Edey. Oh, no, sir. Next couple of changes. Trey Green is on an instant score. He turns it over immediately, and Purdue coming the other direction. On the lob and the stop, and that was nasty.
Creates a mismatch and an opportunity for Purdue to run, and Edey.
Claude lost the basketball. Jones ahead of the fray, dropping it off. Edey off the spin.
They're going to react a little bit differently defensively, so you have to run those plays a little differently.
10 to shoot. There's the drive, and it's batted away, taken by Caleb First from behind. It was huge for that Sweet 16 team.
And he likened Quincy Olivari as a very similar product to Soleil Boom, and that's
pitch into the corner from Smith. And it's good. Second one for Colvin.
and Smith in retention to Xavier for another offensive possession.
Steal for Lawyer. Looking behind him, he knows he has Smith. He's going to take it himself and score hard off the window. Edey rolling to the rim. Two and a foul somehow, some way.
As Smith turns the corner, Usman has to help a little bit. And Edey.
Caleb First. 4-3. Big hurry. Down the lane, Smith. Kick out, Morton. Yes.
The trail guy a lot of the times.
Oh boy. Olivari had it pancaked. And this will be Purdue.
The 2023 Purdue football season is presented by Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Earn a degree you're proud of and employers respect. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu. Checking in on Facebook tonight, we have Karen coming from Fort Wayne, Ira's in Wisconsin, Bob in Speedway. Orlando has a question. Could Purdue go to a bowl game with a 5-7 record? It's possible. First of all, you have to get to 5.
Yeah.
But it depends on if all of the bowl slots cannot be filled by teams that are 6-6 or better. You have to have 2 teams to play a bowl game. So it is a possibility. It's happened before, and it's happened before with Big Ten teams.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, you just answered you just answered the question.
Is this something you talk about?
You know, not really. You know, we're everything I've talked about this week is been Northwestern, all things Northwestern. Like you said, for that even to be a possibility, you got to take care of the last 2 games. And so it's, you know, to talk about it is minute at this point because it's, you know, we don't have 5 wins right now. Yep. So we got to try to get to 4, which will be the first time we've gone back-to-back wins this season. And if we take care of business, then we'll have, you know, the heated rivalry at home after Thanksgiving, and we'll go from there.
By the way, Northwestern also has not won back-to-back games this season, so somebody's going to do it for the first time this weekend. Might as well be the guys from West Lafayette.
Yeah, we're trying to crash the party.
Daniel is in Hillsdale, Michigan tonight. Chad in Evansville. Julie telling you to boiler up. Judy in Glen Lake, Wisconsin. Josh Cashel, it's great to see those wide receivers blocking. It's hard to get big runs in the run game if your wide receivers aren't doing the job. It's
impossible. What was awesome, so, you know, last week the theme was like, you know, we got to earn our respect. You know what I mean? Like, as much as you don't pay attention to social media and as much as you don't pay attention to sort of what the outside has talked about this season, you still hear it, right? Because you talk to your friends, you talk to your family, and they pay attention to all those things. And so on Thursday's team meeting, I'm like, do you guys feel like you're disrespected? And they're like, yeah, actually, I kind of, I feel like we're disrespected. And I'm like, well, it's because you can't, you know, in order to earn respect, first you got to earn respect in your own house. Like, if you're not respected at home, how are you going to earn respect, period? And so talked about taking care of home wins and how that's important. And so I went through the roster, really, of the 11 and 11 on offense and defense, and asked them, like, how are you going to earn your respect on Saturday? And Deion Burks was like, I'm going to play selfless. And if he didn't block his ass off on Saturday, oh my gosh, like he picked a fight every snap. Yeah. And because of that, like, we were able to spring some big runs. And because of that, he was able to get some explosive plays. And I just thought that, you know, his speech about playing selfless, it showed up on Saturday, and as a result, we were able to have a great day on offense.
You know, another guy, we saw him in blocking situations. Ben Furtney had been a really important blocker last year in the offense, and then he got hurt midway through the season. We saw him out there quite a bit on Saturday against the Gophers.
Yeah, you know, he's also been a stalwart for us on special teams.
Right.
You know, he's a tough. You know, if we played with a fullback, and if this was the 90s and we were playing power I, like, he would be your quintessential fullback, you know. He's tough, he's physical, and a smart player, and he's another guy that's very selfless.
We haven't talked very much about the defense, but one of the things I thought your defense did that was important is they made Minnesota take touchdown opportunities and turn them into field goals. They had to try 4 field goals on the day.
Yeah, that's we always talk about, like, if they do get an explosive, we just got to get it down. You know what I mean, and go play again. There were some holes defensively, especially early in the game, and then right there at the end during some of the garbage time. But there was a stretch there where they were playing really well, and anytime you can keep them out of the end zone and make them kick field goals, I mean, 3 points is one thing, but 7 is a whole nother.
Yeah, and the thing that Purdue has not been able to do in recent years against the Gophers is shut down the running game, and you were able to really kind of, especially as the game went on, make them more one-dimensional.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's twofold, right? Like, when we were scoring the way we were on offense, it forces the other side of the ball to start putting the ball in the air because time is getting off the clock when you run it, and it's harder to get explosive plays. So I thought we played complementary football there in terms of being able to stop and run on defense.
You mentioned that the team, you would never know looking at the locker room that you had lost there, had a 2-7 record. Have you seen a difference this week coming off a win? Do you see any extra pep in the step? That's
the thing, man. Like, you're operating the way you want it to. When win or lose, like, you're still preparing the same way.
Right.
And that's been the message. Like, it doesn't matter if we're playing, Lafayette Jeff or the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, the Monday through Saturday prep has to look the same. If you're doing that, then it means you're respecting the game the right way, you're preparing the right way, and you're able to live your routine so that you can continue to grow on a consistent basis.
Good segue with the Kansas City Chiefs because you had George Karlaftis back this week as an honorary captain. What has that program? You've been able to bring guys back every week. How important is that for you moving forward?
It's awesome, man. Like, you can't know, like, where you're going unless you know where you've been and who's built this place, right? Like, this football is always and forever will be about the players that are playing on the field. And this place wouldn't be what it is without everybody that's worn the old gold and black. And George is one of the quintessential, den of defensive ends. And so it was awesome to have him back and to be able to get a win while he was here meant a lot to me.
All right, well, we're going to take another quick break. The coach will be back with us in 2 minutes. It's the Ryan Walter Show presented by Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Bonus volleyball here on Big Ten Plus as Hornung sends that one away, and she finds the floor.
From the outside, she's had 2 aces today.
Swing from Lourdes Myers. Spartans able to keep it alive. Chicoine sends it away. Chloe Chicoine, her 4th ace of the afternoon. Set up again for Hudson. And Eva Hudson.
That's a tough serve by Kulig.
Set up for Hold'em, blocked by Myers. And Chicoine finds some open space in the backcourt. To serve it away. Magic number for the Boilermakers is 2. Set up for Moore. Moore blocked, gets her own block. Ball over. Chicoine again. Chloe Chicoine coming up huge for the Boilermakers in set 4.
They'll use that bench through the game, no doubt. Abby Ellis drives through, kicks it out to Layden. 3-pointer up and good. In Madison Layden.
Finding her dynamic duo, Abby Ellis over here.
Feed to the baseline, layup up and good. Madison Layden, more like Madison layup. Now it's Janae Terry pushing in transition, 3-on-4. Euro step up the middle, got blocked, shot out to Terry, and it's an unbelievable assist. Obillo had a little bit of a cold stretch here as Terry with the nice crossover. High feed to Harper and gets the mismatch to go. Legions misses that one. Ball to Layden, 3-pointer up and good.
Lights out player so far this year for her team.
Terry passes it to Ellis, mid-range jumper up and good. So now for Purdue, it's the ball going forward to Layden. McKenna Layden has it knocked loose. Feed to
Welcome back to the Ryan Walter Show. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union. Everyone needs a little playing time. Some housekeeping here. We will have a show next week before the Old Oak and Bucket game, but it'll be on a different night due to the Thanksgiving holiday. We're going to move everything up. It'll be Tuesday night here at 6:05. Alan Karpik is going to sit in. We've got basketball teams heading one direction and another direction, but we know we'll be back here in time for the Bucket game. It's
Glad told me it was on Tuesday. I'd have missed it, man.
See, that's why you have to show up every week, and you come here and you get all the information that we need. We talked earlier about the schedule. You have not played a team with a losing record yet, and you won't play one this week. It's a challenge, but the schedule is what it is. And you look at the 24 and 25, and it ain't going to get a whole lot easier.
No, it doesn't. So those that are listening, if you want to donate to the NIL pod, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah, like we knew what the schedule was before the season started, and we're excited to go play it. Like anytime that you're playing in a conference like we are playing in, it's going to be a tough schedule. And coupled with the non-conference schedule that we have, like you're going to have to go get it every week. There's no cupcakes in there. And so, I've been proud of our guys' fight and the way that we have grown this season. I'm looking forward to the last two games, and I'm definitely looking forward to next year.
As the season goes on, Ryan, and you get to this spot in November, what do you do differently in practices? Do you shorten practices? How do you make sure that you keep them fresh and healthy the rest of the way?
Yeah, so, it kind of goes – you kind of have to adapt and adjust to how your roster is feeling, right? And so we have been very creative offensively with the number of reps and the type of reps that we are taking because we're so thin, especially up front. And, like, you look at our receiver room, too. Like, we lost a lot of guys, you know what I mean? And so you're smart that way. You take the pads off a little earlier in the week to try to get them, because from my perspective, I want our guys to be as fresh as possible going into Saturday. Because the game of football has become so much about speed. Like, how fast can you play? And when you can play fast, you can also play physical. And so, I think we've done as best a job as we can of making sure they're fresh with still giving them the reps to be confident in the game plan and confident within the technique to go compete and win your one-on-one matchups on Saturday.
I got a question here on Facebook. I think you have AirPods in before the game. What are you listening to when you're taking your pregame laps on game day?
It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. It's usually explicit in nature. It kind of just gets you in a competitive mind frame. I compete at my best when I'm a little angry. I'm pretty laid back as a in nature, when I'm not in competition. So like when I compete, you kind of get yourself into a different mode. And so usually what is in my ears is it's not easy going. It's not smooth listening. It's
Barry Manilow's not on the playlist before a game. All right.
It's
just checking.
It's like I'm getting ready to get in a fist fight. So
I don't know if I've asked you this before, but we see the teams. You come on the field, you warm up. Yeah, everybody goes off the field about 30, 35 minutes. What are you doing in those 35 minutes before kickoff? What's your routine in there?
So we'll get off the field, and then offensively and defensively they'll have meetings. Usually at like the 7-minute mark, and so because our coordinators go upstairs, I'll talk to the defense about like our keys to victory and last-minute pointers. Usually Coach Daggy talks to the offense because, Graham is also going upstairs. And then right around like the 5-minute mark, I'll bring the team up and just kind of give them, last-minute inspiration. Like, let's go get it. You know what I mean? Like if you saw a Twitter video, it's, it's like, let's go earn our respect. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you go out there. But before that, I'll usually look over the defensive call sheet one more time and kind of go through signals in my head. I'll say a quick prayer just by myself and it's usually about, making sure I'm clean and concise and exact and quick about decisions, and it's about our guys like staying healthy, playing fast, and enjoying the stage that they've been given. So then we go out and go play.
All right. Well, one of the guys that's playing faster and faster every week is Garrett Miller. We're going to bring him up next. It is the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Maccabee checks into the game at running back. Card, pump fake to the left. Now looking straight down the middle of the defense and throws a touchdown. A day for the tight end so far. It's Garrett. 1st and 10. Card has time. Card looking toward the end zone, and this is caught for the touchdown. What a grab it was. T.J. Sheffield with a terrific route, and a penalty marker is down.
Card hanging in the pocket, and Sheffield running through the contact. He got grabbed, he got held. They're banged up. These guys are responding.
Couple of running backs in the game, and this is Tracy who burst into the secondary out across the 40. He will take it. So
these guys block back. I'm going to kick out. You go north and south. Really nice job by the Boilermakers.
Picked up of 17. Now right after it, Card down the field, and that is caught now inside the 10. What a play it was by Tyrone Tracy getting behind the defense. Why not give him the football? Tracy in for the touchdown.
Wow.
Straight down the field goes Purdue.
Who plays with their feet throughout this game.
Maccabee gets the ball. Maccabee with the lane. Now Maccabee bursting down the sideline. It's a sprint to the end zone. Can Maccabee get there? And he is dragged down at just about the 1. They're going to say he's just short. Card, keeping himself. Touchdown, Purdue.
Zone read. A lot of attention going left with Maccabee. Bring your tight end back. He's going to kick out and run into the flat.
Dorm on campus. Handoff. Maccabee. They call him Crazy Legs, but Crazy Legs can run. Maccabee out across midfield. Hard guy to tackle. Tyler Newman had to run him down. Got him out of the state of Texas, and here he is. Now Card. Nice move.
Got him.
Card looking downfield. Card, a touchdown. That's why you go get him. Deion Burks was behind the
141 yards rushing up to this point.
Card.
Been impressive.
Quick strike. This is impressive. Deion Burks on a slant. One of their favorite routes to throw to Burks, and Maccabee now 9 rushes for 124 yards on the ground. 8 carries, 44, and a touchdown rushing. Card scanning. Card somehow gets away. Now Card is still on his feet, has a completion, has a first down. Incredible play. It's Garrett Miller, who was banged up, came back into the game, and I have no clue how Card flipped the football out. Maccabee with a lane. Maccabee with a touchdown.
Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. Purdue Athletics would like to thank and recognize members of the Black and Gold Club who sponsor Purdue Athletics through their sponsorship at the highest level. Black and Gold Club members include Indiana Packers, Molson Coors, Purdue Federal Credit Union, Purdue Global, Rohrman Automotive Group, and Wabash. Each are great partners of Purdue Athletics. Purdue against Northwestern, noon kickoff Eastern. We'll have it at 11 o'clock Saturday morning, and your starting tight end will be Garrett Miller, who is from Round Rock, Texas. He is a senior. Let's have a round of applause for Garrett Miller. You were all set last year to have a big season coming off your 2021 campaign, and then fall camp came and an injury.
That's right.
How difficult was it? It's difficult for any athlete to get hurt, but to get hurt in fall camp before you can even play a game, how, from a mental standpoint, how hard was that to overcome?
Right. I was definitely looking forward towards the season, and definitely just had a bunch of goals built up and what I wanted to do, what the team wanted to do, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, when that happened, it really hurt. I never experienced a long injury before, so it really messed my mental up. But definitely got under it and attacked every day for sure.
And especially coming off, you had such a great bowl game against Tennessee, that 2021 Music City Bowl, and I know you were looking forward to playing out there with Payne last year and really producing. How long did it take physically then to get the knee to where you wanted it to get back to? Definitely wanted to finish that year off with Payne and the duo we had together. But it took me about, I would say, a year and 2 months to completely get my knee back right. I had a little hiccup. I would say about 6 months in, I had to get a little extra scope, unplanned surgery. But other than that, about a year and 2 months. Let's back up the wagon a little bit more. You're from Round Rock, Texas. I mentioned you had a brother that played baseball, right, at TCU.
Yes, sir.
What got you out of the state of Texas and up here to Indiana?
Really, just wanted to see the world, and Purdue education definitely dragged me out here, and definitely helped me with my future. It's a 40-year degree instead of a 4 or 5 year degree. So
just like we write them in the promos there. Very well done. You had to go through a coaching transition at the end of last season. Coach Braum and his staff left. You had Coach Walters come in. Seth Dagey, your position coach. Talk about that transition and how you fit into the offense that they'd like to run.
Yes. Having Coach Dagey, it's been great. He's a little bit younger, so he gets from an athlete's perspective as well. So he was also a quarterback back in college, so he sees what the quarterback sees. And he also helps the tight ends on like what we need to see and what we need to do. So it was definitely a change, but it was a great change for sure.
It's a much younger coaching staff than we've had here in the past. How easy has it been to relate to this coaching staff and to feel at home with them?
Oh, it's been really easy. I mean, I'm in the training room. Me and Gus are in the training room every day, and Coach Walters will come in every now and then, and he comes and daps us up. It just feels like a home. Feels like a home there, and feels good.
Tell me about running through that Tiller Tunnel for the first time and how the facilities have changed a little bit in the time you've been here.
That was different. That walk out of the tunnel or running out of the tunnel, it felt really cool, and it was way different entrance from what I'm used to. So it was very different, but it was also really cool.
For the folks who are watching on Facebook, we had some clips from the Minnesota game. There was a play where you got helicoptered a little bit. You caught a pass, and they hit you when you were up in the air, and you spun around. Obviously, that knee's feeling pretty good for you to be able to take hits like that and spin around and not have any further injury.
Yes, sir, for sure. Staying healthy as always.
Talk about these last 2 weeks, because you got a couple of opportunities now to finish the season, and as we know, there's still a possibility maybe at a 5-7 bowl. But what would it mean to you to finish the season off on a 3-game winning streak if you can do that and build some momentum here?
Oh, it'll be great, and then also just leading in the next season, they'll give us a taste and what we need to do and what come together and all that kind of stuff. So it'll definitely be good and put some momentum in the next season for sure.
Well, Garrett, it's great to see number 88 back to that form that we saw in 2021. Let's finish this off on a strong note and get a couple more wins. Thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Yes, sir, definitely. Thank you.
All right, we'll have Gus Hartwig next. It's the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
At running back. Card. Pump fake to the left. Now looking straight down the middle of the defense and throws a touchdown. 1st and 10. Card has time. Card looking toward the end zone, and this is caught for the touchdown. What a grab it was. T.J. Sheffield with a terrific route.
Hanging in the pocket, and Sheffield running through the contact. He got grabbed. He got held. They're banged up. These guys are responding.
Couple of running backs in the game, and this is Tracy who burst into the secondary out across the 40. He will take it. So
block back. I'm going to kick out. You go north and south. Really nice job by the Boilermakers.
Picked up at 17. Now right after it, Cole down the field, and that is caught now inside the 10. Why not give him the football? Tracy in for the touchdown.
Wow. Taking some time with plays with their feet throughout this game.
Maccabee gets the ball. Maccabee with the lane. Now Maccabee bursting down the sideline. It's a sprint to the end zone. Can Maccabee get there? And he is dragged down. Card, keeping himself. Touchdown, Purdue. Handoff. Maccabee. They call him Crazy Legs, but Crazy Legs can run. Maccabee out across midfield. Texas, and here he is. Now Card. Nice move. Card looking downfield. Card, a touchdown. That's why you go get him. Deion Burks was behind the defense. And a touchdown rushing. Card scanning. Card somehow gets away. Now Card is still on his feet, has a completion, has a first down. Incredible play. It's Garrett Miller who was banged up.
Now they'll bring heat again.
Heat in his face. Caliac man is trying to retreat.
It's time for the Pro Boilers feature, where we look at how former Purdue student athletes are doing in their professional sports careers. Pro Boilers is presented by Indiana Kitchen Premium Pork Products. Get to know us at indianakitchen.com. Both our Pro Boilers and Indiana Kitchen are boiler made. Rondale Moore with the Arizona Cardinals had 5 catches for 43 yards as the Cardinals beat Atlanta last week. Derek Barnes with the Detroit Lions, one of the great stories in the NFL this year. 5 tackles, including 3 solos, as the Lions beat the Chargers. And Aiden O'Connell making his 3rd start, but his 2nd straight start, 16 of 27, 153 yards and a touchdown as the Raiders beat the Jets. Before we get to Gus Hartwig, I'm getting a quick plug in. Corey Palm and I have been doing a podcast throughout the season that you can watch on the Purdue YouTube channel. It's some of the 100 years great games in Ross-Ade Stadium history. This week we've got George Karloftis. We filmed that last week with him talking the 2021 game against Oregon State. We actually filmed a segment last night with Aiden. So Aiden will be on next week talking about the 2021 win over Michigan State when they were undefeated and ranked number 3. We've got other segments. Dale Samuels talking about a game from the 1950s, a bucket win over Indiana. Keena Turner, Mike Allstott, Ryan Kerrigan. Just, again, go to the Purdue YouTube channel. I think you really enjoy. We talk a little bit about the game and then a little bit about their careers. We're going to talk about the career now of Gus Hartwig because he's joining us, our center from Zionsville and a captain on this football team. And Gus, first of all, congratulations for this team for hanging in during what's been a tough season and probably coming up with your best performance of the season last week against the Gophers.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. I mean, it's great to come out on top.
Did you feel that one coming?
A little bit, yeah. We kind of felt it throughout the week, like kind of all the built up, like, yeah, like we got to go get this one, and kind of really believing in the plan, going out and just executing on Saturday.
I mentioned to the coach, anytime you get 353 yards, I don't care who you're playing, you get that against a Big Ten team on the ground, the offensive line has to puff their chest out a little bit because you guys really got the job done on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was a big point for us, just kind of, I mean, maybe some people question us and stuff like that. You kind of see some stuff, and you go out there, okay, like, we're going to go run for however many it takes and kind of get 353, which is almost definitely the most we've run since I've been here, and you kind of see it out there. It's like, that's pretty awesome. It was a great experience.
You know, we've talked also about the injuries that the offensive line in particular has had and the fact that you've had to patch things together. And lo and behold, a couple of games ago, we see number 53 line up at tackle. Gus Hartwig, the last time you said you played tackle was maybe high school, a game or two?
Yeah, I played it a little bit in high school, but really it was, even then it was like, okay, we got guys down, let's see what you can do at tackle, just kind of help everybody else out. And kind of same thing here, just kind of do whatever it takes to help the team win. And
Was that a last-second thing, or had they talked to you throughout the week, hey, if we have another injury here, you might have to go out there? Did they just point to you and say, hey, go outside there, put your head on the ground?
Against Michigan, it was probably like Thursday. We were like, yeah, we might need you on Saturday out there if anything happens. And then kind of last week, I practiced it a little bit more. But, I mean, I think each game I did one drive at both, so it was good.
We talked in the last segment about Garrett going through a knee injury. You also had to do the same thing. We talked to you earlier this year about coming back. Do you guys have a secret society? I mean, and seriously, do you support each other because you know exactly physically what he's going through and you know exactly mentally what he's going through?
Yeah, I think for us, because like me, Garrett, and DJ, we're all coming off ACLs pretty similar, like maybe not the exact time, but we were all coming the same off season, and we did a lot of rehab together. We spent a lot of time together, so I think we built a good bond like that. Maybe not a whole like society and stuff, but it was a cool experience. Just kind of get really close with those guys because you spend so much time in that training room trying to get back to field.
It's really a secret handshake that you don't want to be a part of because you don't want to have that injury in the first place.
For sure.
I asked Coach earlier on about the practices and trying to cut back and make sure that you're fresh. As the season goes on, do you have trouble keeping your weight? Because I know a lot of players throughout the season, hard to believe, but you have a hard time keeping the weight that you need to play at.
I wouldn't say I have a tough time. I've never been maybe someone who has a tough time keeping on weight. I mean, I'll
I
eat
can
whatever I
relate.
need to eat. Yeah, I mean,
Not bad kind, but you know, better. You got the good kind. That's good.
not all of it's good. Yeah.
How much? Take me through a typical day. What do you have to eat in a typical day to keep at the playing weight and to keep the strength that you need to have?
Yeah, I mean, so we practice in the morning. So normally I'll get up, I'll eat breakfast, and then we'll go practice.
All right, so what's for breakfast?
Normally just like eggs, a potato, like of some sort of eggs, and then some bacon and a couple milk, and then yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's before practice.
Yeah.
All right. Then.
Yeah. Then I'll have lunch, and then just kind of Chipotle is normally the go-to there, and then.
That's an NIL deal waiting to happen, by the way, if anybody's from Chipotle's watching.
Yeah, and then normally get another meal. Like I'll normally get like lunch and then 2 more after, so I'll get like a dinner and another meal, or maybe like a 4:30 and a set. Something like I get usually 3 meals in the afternoon. Yeah.
Midnight snack?
I'm not a huge snack guy, personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more of I'll eat a nice big meal and then I'll be good to go for a while. Yeah.
Caleb on Facebook wants to know how much time at practice every week do you have to go at different positions? Because you may have to play tackle or you may have to play guard or whatever. How much do you move around?
I'd say I take most of the reps at center, but I probably go through. We'll like kind of have a couple walkthrough sessions where I'll take some at tackle, and I'll kind of in the indie periods I'll take a couple of those, kind of going through tackle, just working sets, just making sure I feel comfortable out there.
Well, we feel comfortable having you anywhere on that offensive line, and again, congratulations on coming off a great performance. Let's finish this thing off with a couple more wins.
Yes, sir.
All right. Gus Hartwig joining us. We'll have the head coach next. It's the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
I mean, like Octagon wrestles it away from him. Screen from Edey, gets a drive from Smith, and he scores. And the rebound one-handed for Kaufman-Renn. Purdue will run here. On the pitch to the wing, it's a 3 for Lance Jones. Usman driving on Edey. Oh, no, sir. Next couple of changes. Trey Green is on an instant score. He turns it over immediately, and Purdue coming the other direction. On the lob and the stop, and that was nasty.
Creates a mismatch and an opportunity for Purdue to run, and Edey.
Claude lost the basketball. Jones ahead of the fray, dropping it off. Edey off the spin.
They're going to react a little bit differently defensively, so you have to run those plays a little differently.
10 to shoot. There's the drive, and it's batted away, taken by Caleb First from behind. It's huge for that Sweet 16 team.
And he likened Quincy Oliberry as a very similar product to Soleil Bowman. That's
pitch into the corner from Smith, and it's good. Second one for Colvin.
And Smith and retention to Xavier for another offensive possession.
Steal for Lawyer. Looking behind him, he knows he has Smith. He's going to take it himself and score hard off the window. Edey rolling to the rim. 2 and a foul somehow, some way.
As Smith turns the corner, Usman has to help a little bit. And Edey.
Caleb First. 4-3. Big hurry. Down the lane, Smith. Kick out, Morton. Yes.
The trail guy a lot of the times.
Oh boy. Oliverri had it pancaked. And this will be Purdue basketball.
The Rohrman Automotive Group is supporting your Boilermakers as the presenting sponsor of the Ryan Walters Show and proud partner of Purdue Athletics. Rohrman Automotive.
Again, Purdue starts
down. Lots of activity happening in both football and basketball coming up here in the next few days. Wes Scott and the men's basketball team will be heading out to Hawaii. They'll be playing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. And, of course, the football team will take on Northwestern on the road on Saturday, and then the Old Oak and Bucket game a week from Saturday. So lots going on. We will be back here next Tuesday night for the Ryan Walters Show, though, and, again, that'll be our final regular season show. We will wrap up the season on December 20th. That is National Signing Day, and so that's the day that we'll be talking about the players that have signed and the offseason plans as well. So that'll be coming up here a little bit later on. And again, Tuesday night at 6:05 will be the next Ryan Walters Show, and that'll be with Alan Karpick. He will be joining us for that. We will have the head coach back with us in just a couple of minutes. Our final segment of the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group, is coming up on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Bonus volleyball here on Big Ten Plus as Hornung sends that one away, and she finds the floor.
From the outside, she's had 2 aces today.
Swing from Lourdes Myers. Spartans able to keep it alive. Chicoine sends it away. Chloe Chicoine, her 4th ace of the afternoon. Set up again for Hudson. And Eva Hudson.
That's a tough serve by Kulig.
Set up for Hold'em, blocked by Myers. And Chicoine finds some open space in the backcourt. To serve it away. Magic number for the Boilermakers is 2. Set up for Moore. Moore blocked, gets her own block. Ball over. Chicoine again. Chloe Chicoine coming up huge for the Boilermakers in set 4.
They'll use that bench through the game, no doubt. Abby Ellis drives through, kicks it out to Layden. Three-pointer up and good. And Madison Layden.
Finding your dynamic duo, Abby Ellis over here.
Feed to the baseline, layup up and good. Madison Layden, more like Madison layup. Now it's Janae Terry pushing in transition, 3-on-4. Euro step up the middle, got blocked, shot out to Terry, and it's an unbelievable assist. Obillo had a little bit of a cold stretch here as Terry with the nice crossover. High feed to Harper and gets the mismatch to go. Legends misses that one. Ball to Layden. Three-pointer up and good.
Lights out player so far this year for her team.
Terry passes it to Ellis. Mid-range jumper up and good. So now for Purdue, it's the ball going forward to Layden. McKenna Layden has it knocked loose.
The 2023 Purdue football season is presented by Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Earn a degree you're proud of and employers respect. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu. The Boilermakers against Northwestern. We haven't really talked about the Wildcats yet. They're probably, I think tomorrow, going to announce that David Braun is going to be promoted from interim to their full-time coach. He has done an unbelievable job after taking over in a very difficult situation after Pat Fitzgerald was fired.
Yeah, I've been ultra impressed. And, earlier this week I said, that they need to take the interim tag off. And because usually when you have a situation like that, when, a very well-respected head coach gets let go and there's all these allegations and circumstances surrounding that decision, it's hard to keep the locker room.
Yeah.
And all he's done is put his head down and went to work, and those guys have really rallied around him and his staff. You turn on the tape, and the thing that jumps out to me is just the effort with which they play, the physicality with which they play, and usually that means they are bought into the culture and the program. They're playing their best ball right now at the right time of the season, right here at the end of the stretch, and so he's deserving of that job. And so, like I said, kudos to him. I'm happy for him. His guys play the game the right way. I can't say enough about just the impression of watching the tape has had on me, just because I respect the game, and you can tell they respect the game as well.
I think what's really been impressive for them on the offensive side is they've had to play a couple and at times 3 quarterbacks, not because of performance, but because of injuries.
Yeah.
And yet they've been able to stay fairly consistent. They haven't had a great offensive season, but they had a great offensive game last week against Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, when their guy is available, they're really good, and he gets the ball out on time. He's accurate. You can see the offensive side plays with more confidence when he's in there.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, they're a really good football team. My wife probably killed me for saying this, but we were talking the other day, and obviously, I played against Northwestern last year, and they weren't very good last year. And so, we were talking, and she's like, "Okay, we got Northwestern this week. Like, we feel pretty good. Like, we're gonna get that one pretty easy, right?" And I'm like, "What tape have you watched?" This is a good football team now.
Yeah.
And so, I've also, explained that to our guys on Sunday, and then after they watch the tape, they're like, "Oh yeah, coach ain't lying. Like this is a really good team."
Well, even that Northwestern team that wasn't very good last year gave Purdue a real battle here last year. It was a 17-9 game, and they really gave Purdue fits defensively.
Right, and so they're going to play tough and physical. They're going to play with maximum effort, and they're one win away from bowl eligibility. So we're going to get their best shot. It'll be a different environment, right? Like Ross Age shows up and shows out. Right. Not so much over there. And it'll be a windy day and, 50 degrees and 20-mile-an-hour winds in Evanston. That gets a little chilly.
Yeah, right off the lake.
And so, if we can run the ball the way we did on Saturday, then I like our chances. And our team is chomping at the bit, too, to go get 2 in a row and keep earning respect from everybody in Big Ten country. And we're excited about trying to get some positive momentum going into the offseason.
By the way, it's possible that will be the last game ever played at Ryan Field. They're actually having a vote next week, the Evanston City Council, about whether to approve plans for a new stadium. If that's the case, this is the last game. They'll tear it down. They'll play somewhere else in 24 and 25 and then go into the new stadium in 26. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of emotion up there with the head coach now getting the permanent tag. It's senior day, and you've got the possibility of the last one. So you mentioned it. You were asked about it earlier this week in the press conference. You're not going to have 100,000 fans like you had when you came out of the big house. You're going to have to make your own energy and momentum on Saturday.
But, anytime there is somebody is keeping score, I don't care if you're playing ping pong or you're playing in a Super Bowl, you better be ready to go compete. Yeah. And so that's the message to our guys, and I think we'll be ready to go Saturday.
Well, I think to finish it off, Ryan, you've got to be really proud of the way your guys came out last week. And a lot of people maybe were doubting after 4 straight losses, but they came out like they were their hair was on fire.
No doubt. They have heard the disrespect. They want to earn their respect.
Well, I think your players, we have talked tonight to Gus and Garrett, and I think that the trust that you built and your staff has built is something that's going to carry forward not only for the 23 season, but for 24 and beyond. So I won't be here next week to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, but we'll see you after the game on Saturday, and let's talk about a win after that one.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Our engineer tonight, Wes Scott. Our producer, Daniel Anderson. Video by the Corey Palm Review. The Boilermakers will take on the Northwestern Wildcats. We'll have the action starting at 11 o'clock Eastern with the kickoff at noon. That'll be Saturday from Ryan Field in Evanston. And then the Boilermakers will come home for the bucket game a week from Saturday. That also will be a noon kickoff. Thanks to Gus Hartwig and Garrett Miller. For the head coach, this is Tim Newton. Don't forget, we'll be here Tuesday night for the next show on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield. Good night, everybody.